Enter dream reality, dream interpretation, dream analysis, and the dream state. This is Journal to the Dreamscapes. I'm your host, Joseph Evaldi, and tonight on the podcast we have
Twilight Cricket here.
And on this show, we normally do a dream of myself and a dream of somebody famous. And we have a special treat being election day. And that dream will be the dream of Abraham Lincoln. And a sad dream, but a prophetic dream.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I think you were saying he has a dream foreshadowing his own death.
His own demise, yes.
Amazing. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing about that.
But first, as Joseph Evaldi named, I'm going to discuss the dream that I've had. And then we're going to tie everything in. Here we go. On August 3rd, 2009, I had a dream. And this was when I recorded it, was 12:09 p.m. I dreamed of a guy who went to jail with his woman. I dreamed of a guy who went to jail. His woman was promiscuous. He was 2 and in jail. And he saw something his dad made. And it gave him reassurance. If he was to spend the rest of his days there, it was a metal box with a rope going to the middle. And the shape of the box with the rope was like a fist.
Huh. That's very cool. So
interesting dream.
Yes, it certainly seems to be. So one of the features I noticed, we're reading here on Journal to the Dreamscapes, we read from various manuals of dream interpretation. The one that I'm reading from was written by Gustavus Hinman Miller. It's 10,000 Dreams, or What's in a Dream. And under the entry for jail, okay, which was a feature of Joe's dream, to see others in jail, you will be urged to grant privileges to persons, bless you, whom you believe to be unworthy. To see Negroes in jail denotes worries and loss and negligence of underlings. This is an old book, people, so understand that. For a young woman to dream that her lover is in jail, she will be disappointed in his character as he will prove a deceiver. So those are all. What was the detail like when you go back on that dream, Joe? What was the detail of the dream? Did you see features within the prison also? Did you see guards?
All I remember was the metal box with the rope and the fist.
Well, that's the end, but you don't remember the prison at all then, right?
I don't remember the prison at all.
All right. So that's that entry. In the same book, under the entry for harlot, it says, to dream of being in the company of a harlot denotes ill-chosen pleasures and trouble in your social circles, and business will suffer depression. If you marry one, life will be threatened by an enemy.
In A Pocket Guide to Dreams by Philip Caucus and Douglas Caucus, he writes about the nature of promiscuity.
Promiscuity.
I should say. Over recent decades, our society has become more sexually liberated, yet many sleepers still feel ashamed of erotic dreams. Such dreams are common and should not be considered perverse. Sometimes they are a portrayal of our darkest secrets, but more often they reveal how we view ourselves and those around us than they do our sexual desires.
Another entry there.
Yes. Another entry indeed.
Under my same book by Gustavus Hinman Miller, we have the entry for gift, which would represent the box, the fish-shaped box. To dream that you receive gifts from anyone denotes that you will not be behind in your payments and be unusually fortunate in speculations or love matters. To send a gift signifies displeasure will be shown you, and ill luck will surround your efforts. For a young woman, a dream that her lover sends her rich and beautiful gifts denotes that she will make a wealthy and congenial marriage. So there's another one. Another entry for ropes. Ropes in dreams signify perplexities and complications in affairs and uncertain lovemaking. If you climb one, you will overcome enemies who are working to injure you. To descend a rope brings disappointment to your most sanguine moments. If you are tied with them, you are likely to yield to love contrary to your judgment. To break them signifies your ability to overcome enmity and competition. To tie ropes or horses denotes that you will have power to control others as you may wish. To walk a rope signifies that you will engage in some hazardous speculation, etc., etc. It's very, very interesting. Another entry from the Miller book.
I read in this book called Symbols, Signs, and Dream Interpretations by Mark O'Connell, Roger and Richard Craze that metal represents alchemistic.
That stands to reason based on what I know of hermetic and alchemical traditions. Yeah. Their greatest tradition is turning lead into gold, the philosopher's stone, and all that, you know.
Yes.
Many, many speakers have expounded on that. Pretty interesting stuff.
I have one question to ask.
No, sure. Well, I have a couple myself.
And this is for both of us.
Yeah.
And that is, what does the fist mean in a dream? We were looking at our research and we couldn't exactly find what the meaning of the fist was, but if I was to say something to me in the dream, the fist represented exactly what it said in the dream. That was reassurance, power, and delight.
The iconography is very interesting because it's a box, which means it's not only a container, but it's a gift. Because you said it was a box.
Mm-hmm.
So its implication is hollow. It's something that it's giving. The alchemical trip that it's metal,
Yeah.
and a fist shape. Very, very powerful imagery. Interesting. Now we're throwing 3 different books at it, and it's hard to piece it together.
But I'm sure when the listeners are listening and they put the pieces together of the puzzle, everything will make sense.
Well, yeah. Now, how do you feel hearing this dream and now transposing this dream on that time in your life? What does it tell you about what was going on with you?
I feel that, I feel I was coming out of a rough situation and I was just rebuilding again and it was tough. And this was how many years ago, but it didn't foreshadow what would happen years later.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about around the time you had the dream.
Around the time I had the dream, it seemed like I was rebuilding again.
Okay, so that's what you feel like when you hear those things.
Yeah, it seemed like I was reassured that I would overcome the situation.
So it does have a coherence because it tells you like you were going through something and it gave you the ability to stand strong.
Yeah.
Right on, right on. This is Journal to the Dreamscapes on the Joseph Evaldi Network. I'm Twilight Cricket, an emissary from the Openus Network, a parallel brand to the Joseph Evaldi brand. And it's always a pleasure doing Journal of Dreamscapes. But I'm here to tell you about where I'm from, the Openus Network. The Openus Network, audiobooks, poetry, spoken word, paranormal investigations, and talk. The Openus Network, a creative baptism for every day. Check us out on Spreaker.com. You can go to Amazon Kindle to get the writings of Richard Andrew Olkus.
Hi, I'm Joseph Evaldi, and I have a few things to plug. But I'm going to plug one. The fact is, I have a book coming out on the Amazon Kindle on December 21st of 2018. It is called The Book of Seasons. A book on the Kindle that is about seasons from fall to fall. How we go through our cycles in time and how we go through the cycles in ourselves. It's a very good Kindle book in a book. Check it out.
Is that available yet for KDP?
I know it will be. It is available for pre-order, but it is not available until December 21st.
Excellent.
I am Joseph Evaldi, and I'm going to bring on as our guest reporter of the Joseph Evaldi Network. He has a show with Kurt. It's called Yesterday's News. We're going to bring on Joe Vexter for this special dream report. And considering it's election day today, this is an appropriate dream about election day. It's about Abraham Lincoln. So, Joe Vexter, take it away. I am Joe Vexter, a reporter, and I'm going to report on a dream from Abraham Lincoln, and it is a classic dream, and a sad dream nonetheless. And this is the dream, and I repeat, quote unquote, from the RogerJNorton.com. It was about Abraham Lincoln. And this is what it reports from the dream, quote unquote. About 10 days ago, I retired very late. I had been up waiting for important dispatches from the front. I could not have been long in bed when I fell into a slumber, for I was weary. I soon began to dream. There seemed to be a death-like stillness about me. Then I heard subdued sobs, is sobbing, but the more